top of it. Look, man, I truly believe that in the near future, most people will not be eating meat in the same way that they do today. And in fact, I believe that we'll even be looking down on people who still eat meat in the same way that we look down in disgust at people who eat other people or cannibals. Yeah, I believe that day is coming very soon in the future. And the reason I say this is because the information is out. We've had the internet for 20, 30 years now, and people are slowly waking up. I know I'm one of them, to the fact and the truth of what it is to eat rotten animal flesh. You can do a quick Google search, ask ChatGPT, whatever it is that you use to look up information, and just ask, does eating cooked meat cause cancer? Or does it cause diseases or whatever, the diseases that come with eating that stuff? You can just look it up. I don't have to convince you. Just do it yourself if you don't believe me. And you probably do know, but you don't want to look it up because you love your steaks, your chicken tenders, your wings, your fish. I get it. A lot of people are hooked on it. When you're really not hooked on it, you're just used to it. But I understand where you're coming from, and I know this information is not attractive to most people at all. But if you love your health, you love your body, and you want it to be at its optimal level, you would know that it's no good to be eating that stuff. I'm on 3 months now approaching of no meat, and I'm not by any means looking down on anybody. I'm just giving information to help you out. But I'm just like you, man. I still get that craving. I get that urge. I see the videos of people eating these things. They look delicious. I know what they taste like. But despite all those temptations, I can't go back to it, man. I just can't do it. I can't eat that stuff, the rotten animal flesh. And the reason is because I know it does my body no good. It's so deep, that rabbit hole, man. We all think we need to eat meat. That's what lie we've been sold to us, is we feel like we have to eat it for protein. And it's so silly, man. I know people that watch this video in the future are going to look at this like, of course. But in 2025 and before this, people swear that they need to eat some kind of animal for their protein. They have to kill, some animal has to die. I need his muscle cooked on a grill. I need it baked in an oven. I need it deep fried with some seasoning. I need it. But you don't need it. All right? You don't need it. That's like telling a gorilla he doesn't need to eat fruits. Gorillas don't eat meat they don't eat meat. Look it up. Look up the diet of a gorilla. The information's here. Look up the primary diet of a grizzly bear. You know, the big old bear that we see. We think that it's just out here ravaging other animals all day long. But fun fact, man, even grizzly bears' main diet consists of berries and grasses and plants. Like 80, 90% of it. And then the rest is sometimes it'll eat some salmon in the river or whatever, some predator that it sees. Because it's out in the wild, it has to eat what it has to eat. But for the most part, it's going to eat the plants, the fruits, the berries, etc. So ask yourself, man, you just got to think. It just takes logic. I'm just looking out for you. But just think, why do humans feel like we have to eat more meat, more animal flesh than a grizzly bear or a gorilla? A gorilla. You see the muscles on them, the swole grizzly bears, the other animals who are big that don't eat meat. You think they're thinking, man, I need my protein. Did I get my protein fix today? It's so silly, man. And in fact, believe it or not, man, it's so deep. You really gotta do your own homework on this. But protein is actually bad for us. It causes kidney damage. Your kidneys and your body has to filter protein. And in fact, your body doesn't just take protein and just put it into muscle growth. I know, I used to think these things too. Your body has to break down the protein into its simplest form, amino acids, the building blocks of protein, which you can get perfectly from most plants, fruits, vegetables. You can get all the amino acids you need from those. So basically, you're making your body work hard to break down the protein and then take whatever it can from these dead animal flesh proteins and put it into use in your body. Okay? So the whole protein myth is BS. You don't need protein. You don't even need it. Like I said, I haven't had meat in 3 months. I got into a fight a few weeks ago with a dude that was about my height, but he was like, I'd say he had 40, 50 pounds on me. Big, swole dude. Yet, I handled my weight with this dude. I was able to get him out of here. I'm pretty slim too. I've lost a lot of weight since I've cut out the meat, a lot of the waste. It's really waste, a bunch of stuff your body holds on to. But meat, animal flesh, there's so many things wrong with it, man. If we were really supposed to eat meat like a real carnivore, you would literally be able to eat it raw, fresh, off of a dead carcass. Not only would you be able to do that, you would actually enjoy doing that. Like, you would enjoy killing an animal, like ripping his neck. You would enjoy that. You would get a fix off of that. Like, oh yeah, you just killed a rabbit or something, chicken. Just killed it, cut its whatever, and you would just eat it right there. The blood would turn you on. You would just love all of that. But none of us like that. None of us. Since I can remember, when I've seen family members preparing dinner, chicken, steak, whatever it is, when it's raw, before they start cooking it, when they prepare it, it's raw. It's disgusting. I've always been disgusted when I have to help and I gotta like touch it, and there's hella germs and bacteria, and it's just disgusting. It stinks. We all know deep down this is disgusting, but we're gonna prepare it in such a way that it's going to taste good with all these seasonings, salt, pepper, and then we cook it to death. Gotta burn it up, burn all the bacteria out. Gotta cook it. You have to cook it. Your body doesn't want that shit raw. But even cooking it causes carcinogens to come out. You see what I'm saying? And God forbid you eat pork. I mean, there's plenty of cases of people eating undercooked pork who eventually have worms all through their body, all in their brain and their organs, just full of worms because they didn't cook the pork enough. I mean, golly, does that tell you need to be eating that? God forbid you didn't put it at the right temperature. Oops. You didn't put it in the oven long enough. Whoopsie. You know what I'm saying? It's madness. It's crazy. Just imagine if you had to kill every animal to eat your meal for the day, you would be exhausted. You would give up on that. If we didn't have factory farms that have, and the thing is, we don't see it, so it doesn't mess with our psychology. We just see it in a store, pre-packaged, ready for us to go. If we didn't have these giant factories of chicken or cows on conveyor belts, getting their throat sliced, blood all over, gotta put a bullet, staple gun in the brain of a cow. If you had to do that every time you wanted to eat, you gotta kill them every day. You gotta keep killing them. Like some animal, like there's billions of chickens die all the time per year, billions of cows. millions and billions. I don't know, fish. We don't even know how many fish, goats, all kind of animals that we all love. The same 10 animals or so that we are popular to eat. We just got to keep killing them. And we treat them like they're this consumer staple. They're like a commodity. You gotta keep them, reproducing, make more of them first, get their sperm and their eggs, basically rape these animals, make them rape each other. All right, it's pregnant, cool. Have the baby, all right. The adults are nice and grown, kill them, get them out the way. Make sure the babies grow up, and then repeat the process. You see what I'm saying? That's some sick stuff, man. And then I'm telling you, in the future, they're gonna look down on this like, what were y'all doing? Nobody said nothing. That was just how y'all ate dinner every day. Every day you had to eat meat. Every single day you gotta eat steak, chicken, some form of dead animal carcass. And that's another thing. We don't look at it for what it is. We call it steak. We call it lamb chops. We call it wings. It's cute. Burgers. And we put it in tacos. None of this stuff exists. This stuff is made up. It's not real. When you change the word and the name of things compared to what they really should be called, it makes it easier to digest, easier to participate in. What you really should be calling it is what it is: rotten animal flesh. Shout out to my man Kev Ramon, man. He really hammers that point down. But when you really look at it for the truth and stop lying to yourself and believing in the lies that this world is giving us to eat up, then you can it's easier to not eat this stuff because you know what it is. You're eating animal body parts, carcasses, rotten flesh from some being that was walking at one point and had consciousness and a soul and it had feelings. And listen, and I'm not even trying to get to the morality of this. I stopped eating meat for my health. That's what I started with. I wasn't even tripping off the animals dying. I was like, man, I guess we just the apex predators. Somebody got to die for me to eat every day. I used to be just like that. I'm sure many of you watching are just the same way. I'm not even tripping on the morality. But once you get past the health part and you're like, all right, I want to focus on my health and eat, fruits and veggies for my health, because that's nutrients, real nutrients that my body needs. And then you really get to the bottom of the truth of the fact that on top of the health, you're also it is morally disgusting what we're doing to these living beings, these animals who have families and, they have feelings and they don't want to die. And they cry in factories. They cry. We're slitting their throats and they bleed just like us. They bleed. And they were born to die. They were born to be put on your dinner plate, to be packaged in a fast food restaurant somewhere. All these animals, that's all their life is. That's what their life is dedicated to. We've done that for them. And, it is what it is. We don't see it though. You got to see it. If you look up a video of these slaughterhouses, look it up. It's disturbing. But I'm not even really talking about that. I'm just saying for the health. For the health is what you should be focused on first. And once you realize how bad it is for your health, you'll really stop. And then the morality will just be the icing on the cake of wow, I'm not contributing to this mass slaughter every day that goes on every day all around the world. Millions and millions of chicken and cow got to get out of here. They got to die. Fish. I remember when I was a Boy Scout in 7th grade, I had to, we went fishing at this camp, man, and I caught a fish. And I volunteered. I don't know why, but it was like, who wants to kill it? Who wants to, take off the head and gut it and everything? I was like, I'll do it to get the experience. And I'll never forget, man, it was me and the fish. The fish was still kind of breathing, still alive. It's a fish, you can't hear a fish crying. We don't think of fish as nothing, but man, I took the fish, had a little pocket knife, and I'm just like, all right, let's go. And I start cutting his head off. And I remember, man, I started crying because I was like, what am I doing? This is fucked up. I'm literally taking this fish. He was chilling in the pond. You know what I'm saying? Little Finding Nemo. And I'm just cutting his head off with this pocket knife. And I'm crying, man. I was crying, bro, and I just felt horrible. And I just couldn't, it kind of traumatized me a little bit, but it didn't traumatize me enough to stop eating the meat, obviously. But, like I said, we just don't see it. We don't see it firsthand of what we're doing. And we just go to work and we got to pay our bills and got to feed our family and got to feed them with what you know best, which is meat and some sides. But every day we got to have our meat. We all do. And it's one of the biggest lies. It's not only killing us, but we're killing these animals. And it's pretty disgusting, man. And I think we need to look at the truth for what it is. And it first starts with looking at your health and respecting your health. Because, of course, we're not going to care about these animals if they're delicious when they're seasoned and cooked. We're not going to care about taking chicken's legs and wings, ripping them off and seasoning them and putting them in deep fryer oil. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to care about that. But if you care about your health and understand that stuff is actually taking you out of this world faster, you're shortening your life, and you're going to end up like most old people that you see walking, fat and just full of worms and just ending up in nursing homes and not able to move. You'll be just like them. You think you're going to be different? You eat what they eat. You eat what they eat. You keep eating what they eat, you're going to be like that, period. Like, there's no question about it. So unless you want to be nimble and without so many worms and parasites that are hindering you and fungus, hey man, I recommend changing things up and looking at other animals that are way more strong and, full of power, that are just way bigger than us, that don't even eat meat at all. Gorillas, like I said, grizzly bears, all kind, giraffes. I mean, there's animals that just eat leaves, elephants, big old strong animals. They don't need meat. It's not it, it's a scam. So I hope this video connects with you in some kind of way. I know it was a bit all over the place, but I'm sure something in there I said registered with you, just to get you to at least eat less meat and understand you don't need it. That's the main thing, is understanding you don't need it. I think a lot of us think we need it. I used to be the same way. I was an athlete. I'm still an athlete that thinks you need it to be strong. But understand, you got to change your mind. You got to change how you look at food. And look at them other animals. Like I said, man, gorillas, we have the same body type as monkeys, man. And they are frugivores. They eat fruit. That's their main diet, is fruit. And they're good to go. I could eat just fruit and I'll be fine. I do like my salads and vegetables too, though. But I do eat mostly fruit, and that's my thing. And I'm 3 months of no meat and I'm fine. I could put them up. I could put my dukes up with the best of them, go running, all that. So anyways, this video is a little long-winded. I appreciate you watching thus far, man. Leave a like, man, if you registered, and comment down below. Let me know your thoughts coming from you guys that are eating meat, and just what you think about this. And subscribe if you haven't already, man. I got more stuff on the way. And I'll holler at y'all on the next one. Peace.